Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for requesting this private session that Sarah and I are getting ready to do. This is going to walk you through a round of EFT. What would you like to focus in on today, Sarah?
So I think probably my energy levels, my low energy levels, and just like poor physical health in general, getting sick a lot. So yeah, energy.
And how is the low energy affecting you?
Oh, every area of my life. So just truly, I guess, the consistency of being able to follow through if I make a plan for the day or the week, whether it's business or home, getting done what I need to get done just regularly. Because if I don't, the getting sick, like actually getting sick enough to where I'm in bed a lot or getting, kind of knocked out for a day here and there. And so interrupting, just the normal flow. And then we all are always having to reset our rhythms as a family. Even, just with like dinners, the consistencies for my family as well. And then I'm just less patient, more stressed out. I'm just constantly, I guess, frustrated with my low energy as well.
Okay. Are you finding that you need to sleep more?
Yes, I sleep a lot, but what it does feel like is that I'm in a constant state of fight or flight. Like I'm not ever getting in that true restful state, even though I could sleep up to 10 hours sometimes. It feels like I still don't necessarily wake up rested.
Okay. So this is affecting your work. It's affecting home life. Obviously it's affecting
Relationships. Yeah.
Okay. What kind of thoughts go through your head when you're feeling low energy? Like, what are some of the negative things you're saying to yourself?
Um, I I'm always sick. This is going to affect my kids. They're going to remember me as always being sick, and that's what they're going to remember about their childhood. I think that's a big one. That is a fear, because they have started mentioning. I mean, they notice obviously because it literally takes me out a couple of days a month. Um, yeah, so always sick, always.
How long has this been going on?
At least, I mean, the last year it's gotten worse. It's amped up, but it's been at least 3 to 4 years where there's been an uptick. And basically it's like, if anyone's sick, I get it. So my immune system's just shot. But also then just on my own, even if nobody's sick, it'll be like a low grade fever. And it is cyclical with my cycle. So, and I've tried, I guess that's the other thing too. Like I've tried all the things, like the functional medicine doctors, the traditional doctors, the blood work, nothing comes back in the blood work. And so that's super frustrating. Like, is there actually something wrong with me, or am I making this up? Like, that's another thing.
Do you have fear that there's something worse happening?
Um, yes, that thought has definitely come up. Yeah.
So what would resolution to this look like or feel like to you? Like if I could just wave my magic wand over here and make everything better in your world, like how would things be? And you don't have to be realistic.
Oh my gosh. Not realistic. Okay.
You don't have to be. It has to be something that we could make happen. Just what would be the best?
Sorry. Yeah, I think, well, ultimately, if I could have a high, and I guess even just normal energy levels during the day, like consistency. And that would allow for a more consistent, schedule. Cause I do have my kids are at school and I have my schedule is mine, like you had mentioned, but it's then my energy, I'm not able to show up. So the consistent energy levels where I can rely, it's almost like I can't rely on myself to be healthy. So then ideally, right, then it's not really going to be an issue. It'll be a normal maybe I don't even get sick in a year. Like that would be unfathomable.
Years that you didn't get sick?
I'm sure I did. I just never thought about it. I'm sure I did. And even, I guess, because that's the thing I see, and I know that it's possible that some people, and it seems crazy to me that they don't even get like a cold or whatever. And I'm like, to me, that would be fine if it was even once a year would be a win, or twice a year even. But that would be like just more normal, right? This just feels so, it's all encompassing.
Do you
So a
have
more
ridiculously
normal.
high expectations on yourself?
I don't feel like I do, but I probably do. Like when you ask me that, I don't, like on the surface, I don't feel like I do. And I'm not like always, I like to plan, I like to dream big and go after goals, but I'm not necessarily like a type A or like super into details, or like I don't know, it's a balance. I don't, and that's kind of what I do as well, right? Like thinking about productivity from a different lens, that it's not all about getting things done. So I've done some work around that, but I do think still, yeah, I mean, I don't think crazy high expectations, but I'm sure they're probably higher than I think.
I think most of us could say that about ourselves if we're being honest.
Yeah.
All right, let's dig in. We've got plenty to use here for one round.
Okay.
What we're going to start with is just kind of rating the feeling. So when you think about this low energy and this cycle of sickness and dis-ease in your body that you've been going through, on a scale of 0 to 10, how much stress does this give you? Where 0 is none and 10 is like, this is really affecting my day to day.
10.
Okay.
No question.
Okay. All right.
Mhm.
Then I just want you, and anybody who's doing this along with us, just do it along with us. And you might not have the same thing going on in your life that Sarah has going on, but there may be ways that you can adapt this round. And one of the things that I always try to impart in all of these rounds within the private sessions resource is tips that you can use no matter what you're working on. So even if the low energy thing doesn't get you, then there's going to be something in here for everybody. So what we're going to start by doing is just, again, just take a nice deep breath, just kind of sit and know that you're sitting, feel the chair supporting you, take a nice deep breath. And then it's going to be like follow the leader. I'm just going to be, tapping the points that we're going to be tapping together and saying something, and you're going to repeat it back to me. And for those of you who are listening to this recording, if you can make what I'm saying more specific to your circumstance, do it. EFT really likes it when we get specific. And that also means if what I'm saying doesn't align with you, Sarah, feel free to speak up and make this your own. I've obviously only just taken this little bit of intake. We've known each other for about an hour, and I'm going to do the best I can, stepping into your energy and making the most of this. So we're going to start on the side of the hand. Even though my energy has been really low.
Even though my energy has been really low.
I don't feel like I can rely on my energy to be there for me.
I don't feel like I can rely on my energy to be there for me.
I want to love and accept myself anyway.
I want to love and accept myself anyway.
Even though I can't seem to remember a time where I wasn't getting sick regularly.
Even though I can't seem to remember a time I wasn't getting sick regularly.
And I'm sick of getting sick.
I'm sick of getting sick.
I want to love, accept, and forgive myself.
I want to love, accept, and forgive myself.
Even though this makes me feel like I'm not dependable.
Even though this makes me feel like I'm not dependable.
Like I'm dropping the ball on so many things.
Like I'm dropping the ball on so many things.
I love and accept myself anyway.
I love and accept myself anyway.
All of these issues with my energy.
All of these issues with my energy.
It is really messing with my ability to be consistent.
It's really messing with my ability to be consistent.
I feel like I can't be trusted to follow through on things.
I feel like I can't be trusted to follow through on things.
And it's making me really impatient and frustrated.
And it's making me really impatient and frustrated.
And I'm super worried about the way it's affecting my family too.
And I'm super worried about the way it's affecting my family too.
And the relationships that mean so much to me.
And the relationships that mean so much to me.
My kids are noticing that I'm sick really often.
My kids are noticing that I'm sick really often.
Is this going to be how they remember me?
Is this going to be how they remember me?
Oh, I don't like that thought.
I don't like that thought.
And I'm worried because I don't know why this is happening.
And I'm worried and I don't know why this is happening.
And it makes me feel like I'm never going to catch up on things.
It makes me feel like I'm never going to catch up on things.
Kind of makes me feel like a fraud.
And it makes me feel like a fraud.
I mean, I teach people about peace and productivity.
I teach people about peace and productivity.
And yet I'm having my own challenges and roadblocks with it.
And yet I'm having my own challenges and roadblocks with it.
And it's hard to accept my own humanness.
And it's hard to accept my own humanness.
Just feel like I'm always sick.
I just feel like I'm always sick.
My energy is so low.
My energy is so low.
I don't feel like I can trust my body.
I don't feel like I can trust my body.
And it gives me anxiety.
And it gives me anxiety.
Feeling like my nervous system is always activated around this feeling.
Like my nervous system is always activated around this feeling.
Like I need to do something about it.
Like I need to do something about it.
But I feel like I've tried everything already.
I feel like I've tried everything already.
And I haven't gotten any answers.
And I haven't gotten any answers.
And I don't feel any better.
And I don't feel any better.
Open to the idea that it doesn't always have to be this way.
I'm open to the idea that it doesn't always have to be this way.
That maybe my body is really trying to send me an important message.
That maybe my body is really trying to send me an important message.
And that maybe I can trust what's going on with it.
And maybe I can trust what's going on with it.
Opening up to the idea that I can have renewed energy.
I'm opening up to the idea that I can have renewed energy.
And clearing all of this lack of energy down to a cellular level.
And clearing all this lack of energy down to a cellular level.
Feeling like maybe I can rely on myself.
And feeling like maybe I can rely on myself.
I've taken myself through all of the stages of this so far.
I've taken myself through all of the stages so far.
And I haven't given up on myself.
And I haven't given up on myself.
And I can see the potential for so much more healing.
And I can see the potential for so much more healing.
And I'm just opening up to all of that.
And I'm just opening up to all of that.
Knowing that I'm doing the best I can with what I know.
Knowing that I'm doing the best I can with what I know.
Now we're going to tap on the sides of the fingers, starting with the thumb. With love.
With love.
Acceptance.
Acceptance.
Tolerance.
Tolerance.
To the pinky. And understanding.
And understanding.
Now back of the hand between the ring finger and the pinky. I now forgive, I now forgive, I now forgive.
I now forgive, I now forgive, I now forgive.
And I call my power back into my body.
And I call my power back into my body.
I am whole, complete, and powerful.
I am whole, complete, and powerful.
I want you to take a nice deep breath in through your nose, Sarah. Hold it for a moment. And then exhale slowly out through your mouth when you're ready. What's coming up for you? What kind of thoughts are you experiencing right now?
Well, I felt like I wanted to cry most of
Oh,
that time. I'm
that,
like, does that happen?
yeah, that's energy
Um,
moving. That's a great thing. I totally welcome
yeah,
that. And if when
yeah,
we stop recording, you want to go tap a little, I
yeah,
suggest that actually, because that's travel
yeah.
energy.
Releasing. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I feel like the words you used are just spot on. Like I think I was shocked like a few times. Like, wait, what? Like that is exactly correct. And also the words of the taking the power back. And I think I have more frustration at myself
Mhm.
and like guilt and things like anger towards myself than I realized too. So like the acceptance and the love and that, I mean, I feel like that's huge.
Yeah. Well, I mean, moving from feeling disempowered out of your power with being sick to feeling empowered and in control, at least to the level that's, can be expected with our body and our
Mm-hmm.
life, requires us to go through the full gamut of emotions. And anger is
Yeah.
part of that. And so
Mm-hmm.
often, especially as women, like we've either seen people in our lives that are angry. So we've made this vow, whether we realize it or not, that we're not going to be the angry ones. We're not going to, do that to other people
Mm-hmm.
or whatever.
Yeah.
Or that we're just going to shove it down and try to express it in some other way. But anger
Mm-hmm.
is anger, and that needs to move. It becomes rage becomes courage. It's the rage of the heart, so that you get that empowered
Mm-hmm.
energy behind it to actually move into empowerment. Anger and expressing
Yeah.
anger is a huge part of our empowerment channel. So yeah, if
Okay.
you're thinking there's anger under there, it's time to find a way to move it.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
yes. All right. Well, thank you so much for tapping with me. Where would you say you are on the scale now of 0 to 10?
Yeah. I mean, maybe not a 10. Maybe that's a good question. Maybe like an 8,
Great.
a
Uh,
7 or an 8. Yeah. Thank you so much. That was amazing.
yes. And for those of you listening, feel free to shoot me a message. Let me know how it went for you. Theresa at TheresaLearLevine.com. If you want to give your email address, you're welcome to, Sarah. People can message you too.
Absolutely. Yeah. Sarah at yoursimplybig life.com. Thank you.
Awesome.
This was
Thank
awesome.
you all for joining us. Have an awesome day.